Very good morning, friends, students, पिला माने आज आमे कथबार्ता हवा अबाउट तुम मानकर जो नुआ कोर्स आरंभ होईची लास्ट सेमिस्टर रो गोटे सेमिस्टर हो गलानी आरंभ होईची ऑन एथिक्स एंड वैल्यू सिस्टम. नाउ यार पे कि जदियो एटा 6टा यूनिट रे डिवाइड होईची एंड प्रति यूनिट रे गोटे गोटे सेमिस्टर पढ़ा हम गोटे कंबाइन इंट्रोडक्शन आज मु देवी. मो ना हूँ अशोक दास, मु भी जड़े टीचर. कि पिला बहुत समय रे आमे भाबू ये जो एथिक्स किंबा नैतिकता एवं वैल्यूज माने जो मूल्यबोध सीटा कौन ता भितर फरक कौन आउे सदाबले प्रश्न उठे कि आमे तो गोटे परंपरा रे बढ़ी आसचु, गोटे परिवार रू आसचु, परिवार रो नैतिकता परिवार रो मूल्यबोध नहीं करे आसचु, स्कूल रे कॉलेज रे पढ़ुचु, पुणी गोटे पाठ जोटा मूल्यबोध एवं नैतिकता ता विषय रे पढ़िबार आवश्यकता कौन. सो सेटा गोटे बड़ प्रश्न. आउ तापरे एइटा हमर जीवन रे कौन दरकार हबो ये सब प्रश्न मते लागुची तम मानक मन रे डेफिनेटली आसुथिबो. एंड से आपण मानकर सेटा को दूर करने को एने वी वांट दैट वी थॉट वन इंट्रोडक्शन टू ईच ऑफ दीज यूनिट्स व्हिच समराइजेस द बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव्स एंड कौन कौन से एक्चुअली वी वांट टू वर्क आउट. नाउ जते बेले व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ethics and value, a course on that, what do we mean by ethics and values? Now ethics and values, if we leave out the darsana shastra wala difficult concept भूली कि गोटे सबुठु सिंप्लीफाइड रास्ता रे बतेबा सेटा होची व्हाट इज राइट एंड व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, कैपेबिलिटी टू डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन व्हाट इज राइट एंड व्हाट इज रॉन्ग एंड देन टू बी एबल टू मेक ए डिसीजन. जते बेले गोटे एथिकल डायलेमा आसुची आम मन रे सेते बेले आमे सही रास्ता प्रॉपर रास्ता जोटा ठीक रास्ता से जमती जाई परिबा आउ मन रे कन्विन्स होकर कि आमे जहाँ करूचु ठीक करूचु. एंड एटा देखा जाइछि जते बेले समस्ते टेक ए गुड पाथ राइट वे देन द वर्ल्ड आल्सो ग्रोज एंड द ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन ग्रोज. नाउ एथरे प्रैक्टिकल लेवल रे एथिक्स रा माने होछि या कि यू शुड बी एबल टू डिस्टिंग्विश between, it is a branch of knowledge which enables you to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong, the reason thereof. तम माने सब जानी परिबा उचित एटा काहे की राइट एटा काहे की रॉन्ग. आउ व्हेन सो जते बेले छुआटे बढ़ुची से ता घरु गोटे नैतिकता शिखुची, बाप मांकर व्यवहार शिखुची, से माने जहाँ करूचंती कौन राइट कौन रॉन्ग एटा शिखुची. एंड सो ग्रेजुअली दिस values and ethics are embedded in your life and it becomes your subconscious. बहुत समय तुम देखिबो डेली लाइफ रे तुम जहाँ करूच it is part of an involuntary reaction on your part. मन कर जते बेले खाइबा खाउच आमर गोटे वैल्यू सिस्टम अच्छी जे खाद्य नष्ट हबो नहीं, तेणु तुम देखुच थाली रे किछि जदि रही गला ताकू भल लागू न लागू. बहुत घरे मु महाराष्ट्र देखी आम ओडिया घरे देखी समस्ते ताकू सफा करती कहीं बहुत लोक दुनिया अच्छा जो मानू खाद्य मिलू ना. तेणु यू शुड नॉट वेस्ट फूड, गुड फूड, एंड दैट इज वन ऑफ द वैल्यूज एंड सेटा ऑलमोस्ट सबकॉन्शियसली आम सांगे ग्रो होची. बाप माँ को भक्ति कर, मुंडिया मार बाहर गला बेले गोटे कौन बड़ काम कला बेले एंड दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ आवर इनग्रेन्ड सिस्टम. सिमिलरली वैल्यूज होची मूल्यबोध जोटा होची जते बेले व्हेन देयर इज ए एक्चुअली वैल्यू इज ए इंडिविजुअल्स चॉइस टू बिटवीन राइट एंड रॉन्ग एंड वैल्यू रो केते बेले आसे रोल, वैल्यू रो रोल सेतिकी बेले आसे जते बेले देयर इज ए डायलेमा, देयर इज ए एथिकल डायलेमा. इफ आई टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ लेट अस से एथिक्स, कॉमन मॉडर्न एथिक्स जो तमे देखुछ तमें माने एने जानुच देयर इज ए स्वच्छता अभियान. एने आमे आमर परिवेशटा को स्वच्छ रखुचु, आमे गछ लगौचु, आमे देखुचु क्लाइमेट चेंज न हो कना क्लाइमेट चेंज रो फल आमे इने भोगुचु, ऑक्सीजन रो बढ़ू टेम्परेचर ऑफ द वर्ल्ड द अर्थ टेम्परेचर न बढ़ू ये जो जिनिस गुड़ाक एनवायरनमेंटल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दैट इज एन एथिकल पार्ट ऑफ एन एनवायरनमेंटल एथिक्स टुडे तुम गोटे स्कूल रे कॉलेज रे जिते पाठ पढ़ुच व्हाट इज योर मेजर फर्स्ट वैल्यू कि क्लास 10टा बेले आरंभ हम आम 10टा बेले क्लास रे पहुँचबू पंक्चुआलिटी क्या आम जदि न पहुँचबू शिक्षक मझिरे पाठ पढ़ेला बेले मु बाहर ठिया कहि सार मे आई कम इन it disturbs the whole class and I also lose and everybody else loses. So eita houchi these are ethical rules and ethics is evolved by a society and for the survival and growth and sustainability of a society. बुझ पाले value हूँ for an individual and value system हूँ जिते बड़े मन कर मुझे जाऊँगी गोटे इंटरव्यू देवा आप देखो मोर गोटे जॉब इंटरव्यू 10टा बेले अच्छी मोर 10टा बेले पहुँचवा कथा मु 5 मिनट पूर्व जिते रास्ताटा क्रॉस करुच्ची मु देखली गोटे भिन्नक्षम जार देखा शक्ति नहीं से बुढ़ाटे रास्ता क्रॉस करुच्ची भाई भिड़ होती मोटर गाड़ी चारिपटू जाऊँगी मु ताकू साहाय्य करी कि जीवी इंटरव्यूटा देवा 10टा बेले या आई विल टेक दैट 5 minutes ऑफ बिकॉज देयर इज ए अर्जेंट नीड दैट आई मस्ट हेल्प this old blind gentleman to cross the road. Now this is a value conflict, this is a ethical conflict and I must do what is right and if your foundation is right you will help voluntarily and take the risk of explaining to your interview board that why you were late. Similarly you can have a number of value conflicts and some of them examples can be system like for example केते बेले जने ऑफिस रे किए काम करुची कि you are a student and you find your teacher is not being honest maybe आउ को बहिरु घोषिकरी पढ़ाई दउचंती पाठ बुझौ नाहंती शिक्षक कंटिन्यूअसली क्लास को लेट आसुचंती आउ एई जो समय रे तमरो मन रे गोटे द्वंद्व होची शिक्षकों को मु अपोज करिबिनी एइटा गोटे मोराल एथिक्स एथिकल कोड मोर आउ शिक्षक किए भूल कले से भूलटा को देखई देवा उचित एइटा भी मोर गोटे नैतिकता यारी भितर जेतेले मु सिलेक्ट कली मोर पर्सनल वैल्यू कम्स इनटू फोर सो वैल्यू इज पर्सनल इंटीग्रिटी पर्सनल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी पर्सनल स्पोर्ट्समैनशिप इज ए वैल्यू माने मु जेतेबेले खेलुची मन कर गोटे क्रिकेट रे जने आउट हे गला से जानी आउट हो गला बट अंपायर ताकू आउट देला नहीं यू हैव सीन द एग्जांपल बिफोर कि गोटे बोलर बोल कला बेले टच करे देला बैट्समैन आगु को पळेची यू विल फाइंड इन ए लॉट ऑफ इंस्टेंस द फेयर स्पोर्ट्समैनशिप प्राइज इज गिवन जीए एब्सोल्युटली ऑनेस्ट हेकरी फुटबॉल ले कहला मो हाथ लग गला कि क्रिकेट रे कहला नहीं नहीं आई एम एक्चुअली आउट आई विल वर्क आउट इंस्टेड ऑफ स्टेइंग देयर एंड दिस इज what distinguishing what is right for you and what is wrong for you is the definition of values. Now why should we study ethics and values? Now apan dekhantu ethics and value as human beings have evolved over the years. Prathame kon thila you go back 50,000 years 100,000 years back jetebele adima manisha jungle re rahuthila. What is the ethics, what is the value? The only thing was survival mu kemti banchibi तापरे ग्रेजुअली से निया डिस्कवर है अग्नि डिस्कवर है तापरे जंगलर फेरोसियस एनिमल्स बाघ सिंह को से डरिला पहाड़र उच्चता देखी डरिला मेघ को डरिला से भगवान तैयारी हेले से मुंडिया मारिबा तांकु भक्ति करिबा तांको कथा सुनिबा वाज एन एथिक्स गछ पूजा आरंभ है एंड विभिन्न रिलीजियन इवॉल्व ग्रेजुअली ह्यूमन बीइंग्स केम टुगेदर इन रिवर वैलीज एंड एस्टाब्लिश सोसाइटी फैमिलीज सेतेबेले गोटे दूसरा द्वितीय धरणर नैतिकता इवॉल्व है कि मो फैमिलीटा केमती सर्वाइव करिवो मो फैमिलीटा केमती ग्रो करिवो आ सोसाइटी रे मोर जहाँ ड्यूटी मोर जो कर्तव्य सेटा मु केमती पालन करिवि ग्रेजुअली सच स्मॉल कॉलोनीज ग्रीव इनटू विलेजेस टाउन्स एंड सो ऑन एंड ग्रेजुअली आपण माने देखिबे कि रेनाइसेंस हला जेतेबेले आर्ट्स कल्चर विभिन्न प्रकार पेंटिंग बड़ बड़ आर्टिस्ट बड़ बड़ राइटर बड़ बड़ पेंटर इवॉल्व हेले तापर इंडस्ट्रियल रिवोल्यूशन आसिला जेम्स वाट स्टीम इंजिन डिस्कवर कले टेक्नोलॉजी बड़ धरण आसला एंड आज पर्यंत साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी ग्रो करी 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 इंडस्ट्रियल रिवोल्यूशन three industrial revolutions have happened. Electronics has come, world wide web has come, internet and communication technologies has evolved, and finally genomics and proteomics, the human genome and organic genome have been classified and codified. And human beings have developed capabilities to have scientific discoveries, invention, devices which were almost looking like fiction a number of years back. तो सेते बेले एइने ethical principle you see how it has changed. In industry it मु जदि गोटे डिस्कवर कली have I replicated, duplicated somebody काठू कॉपी करिछि कि मु जदि गोटे थीसिस लिखिली साइंटिफिक थीसिस मु जो डेटा देइछि सेटा प्रॉपर डेटा ना मु ताको मैन्युफैक्चर करिछि मु इंटरनेट आसला पर आमे देखुछु किए प्लाजियराइज करिछि कि कॉपी करिछि कि विभिन्न पूर्वर ओरिजिनल पब्लिकेशन. You know the dilemma that society has undergone when America put atom bomb and hydrogen bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So many people died. Now what was the ethical dilemma there? Japan and America were at war, and probably the idea was to finish the war at a time, but was it right to put the atom bomb? Just because a scientific invention is with you. And same story continues in war. A soldier fights because his country asks him to fight, but he kills. Now he has a value system, a moral dilemma, and he has to decide, I serve the nation and the nation wants to survive, must kill, and so I kill. So all this in your daily life, I told you the story of you going for an important meeting and a blind man trying to cross a street. Would you help the blind man or would you run because you have a commitment of punctuality? That time two major values are in conflict, and then you have to decide what is right and what is wrong. For example, आजिकल गोटे बड़ controversy dilemma बाहरी कि should you eat meat to get protein or can you be totally vegan and have the protein? This is a ethical conflict, and so you will have to decide depending on value system. एटा तुम माने पढ़िले पिला माने पढ़िले तुम स्टूडेंट लाइफ रे you are facing a lot of problem. Student life रे you will learn how to learn properly, how to be honest, how to have the integrity, and also how to avoid bad things. For example, student life रे बहुत समय रे in your young days, all of us know that we come under peer pressure. तमर गोटे फ्रेंडशिप ग्रुप अच्छी बसीच कथबार्ता होच किए गोटे कहला अरे चलो वी विल हैव ए ड्रिंक टुडे. नाउ शुड यू गो because there is a value system that I am in a society and everybody has agreed, or there is a value system that I do not want to drink. The major issue comes when peer pressure comes on drug, peer pressure comes on, for example, copying in examination, peer pressure comes in manipulating your data in a scientific research. So, as world evolves, old values are getting eroded and a new value system very clearly is not emerging because world is changing very fast. मु जो आपण मानु कहली कि atomic discovery of atomic energy brought in atomic power to us, brought in medicines, brought in isotopes which are curing cancer. Cancer को cure करुची, किंतु still it has the destructive power, and we must evolve an ethics for use of such weapons either for mass destruction or for sustainable development of human life. एइने आउ गोटे मेजर जिनिस होची we are all behind how to earn money, how to get a job and how to grow ourselves. निजे आगु को बढ़िबारे किछि भूल नाही, केना आमे सबु निजर लाइवलीहुड अर्न करिबु, बड़ रखिबार आशा करिबु, भल मनीष हबार आशा रखुछु. There is an aspiration, but then simultaneously we must see the people who are around you and who should also grow, and everything should happen properly, and that is one of the reasons that we must learn what is right and what is wrong with a absolutely picture perfect clarity. जो दिन थला कि मु I will look after myself only, then I will look after my family, then I will look after my relatives, then I will look after my village, then I am responsible for my city, town, state, nation. Today time has come for each of us to think of us, of our family, of our nation, and simultaneously of every human being on earth, because we are also responsible for the earth, the planet earth being sustainable, because there are a lot of things which are taking it in a different direction. And therefore, এই background रे এই modern dynamics जो एइने चालीची, where the world is ever changing, you suddenly see artificial intelligence is here. 5 ବର୍ଷ 10 ବର୍ଷରେ जो काम आज मनीष करूचंती ताकू रोबोट करिवो, robots will do. Now robots will be almost self sufficient as us. Now does it mean at some point of time we will give robot to the give up all our work to the robot? All our human functions will go to the robot because we have a thinking robot, or not, or we have to develop a ethics which will envelop the artificial intelligence, like the thing that आपण माने समस्ते Frankenstein रो story पढ़िचंती, where human evolves a Frankenstein, and so there are some ethics now in genomics as well. So ei jo dynamics re amaro eine ei jo course, a course was decided to be started on this background that there is a crisis of value and ethics, because values have changed. Values have changed due to the incursion of the modern technology, due to the incursion of the materialism, due to the incursion of industrial revolution, due to the increase in population of the world, and there is a need. Gradually आमे देखुछु have and have not भितरे distance बढ़ुची, gap बढ़ुची, and there are problems of environment, there are problems of economy, there are problems of culture, there are a problem of communication, and all this should be coalesced into something which say this is right and this is wrong. So ये जो course होची, it cannot handle all the problems, but we have kept it into 3 major goals. One is all the young people, all the students, our aim should be to make them ethical in terms of and in a practical manner to be a good human being and a responsible citizen, because for a country to grow, for world to grow, it is necessary that all of you should be good human being. It is very difficult to be a good human being and a responsible citizen of the nation and the world in that sense. Then develop a keen sense of clear sense of what is right and what is wrong, so that it will lead you to ethically correct behavior. Mu gote dita dilemma tammanung कहली, and as you read through this course you will find that there are a lot of dilemmas which will come, but if your ethical background is sound, then you will be able to apply your value system and say, this instance, this is what I will do. You are on an important mission, there is a road accident, somebody is dying. What will you do? Will you help him to take him to hospital, give him respiration, mouth to mouth respiration if it is necessary, or attend तार दिह खराब ताकू देखा करिवो, ताकू ambulance डाकिबो ना तमे दौड़िकी पळेबो because you have another appointment. This is something that you will have to manage. And the final goal that we have is to inculcate a positive attitude and a healthy work culture among you. It is extremely important to be having a positive attitude, because आजिकाली का दुनिया रे it is extremely necessary to have a positive attitude, and that is extremely important, because positive people grow, negative people shrink. Always remember, nobody else will tell you this, but this course will try to put you, there are a lot of problems, but still there is sufficient amount of optimism. You have to understand that the value and ethics grounding should give you that the glass is half full or half empty. It should always go towards half full. So, is making council The Odisha State Higher Education Council did a lot of brainstorming with major academicians, vice chancellor, eminent professors across the subjects, and developed a framework, choice based credit system framework for this course called Ethics and Values. Now, ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ 6 ସେମିଷ୍ଟର, ସବୁ ସେମିଷ୍ଟରରେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟାଏ ଗୋଟାଏ ରଖିଲୁ ୟୁନିଟ୍। ଏହି ସକାଶେ କି ପିଲାମାନେ ପ୍ରତି ସେମିଷ୍ଟରରେ ୟୁ ସୁଡ୍ ହାଭ୍ ଏ ଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡିଂ ଇନ୍ ସମ୍ ଏଥିକାଲ ଇସ୍ୟୁଜ୍। Regarding contents, there was a lot of discussion. Should it be philosophical? Should it be practical? It was decided that it should be practical, and instead of giving you a lot of foundations, lot of theory, we would look at practical problems which involve leadership, participation in nation building, inculcation of rationality, sustainable development of planet Earth, judicious new use of new technologies, and some major problems which everyday life today's world faces. And so, the 6 units that are being formulated have very well defined goals and learning outcomes, and it is based on practical problems that you see around you today. The first unit that you will study in first semester is dealing about women related social institutions and practices. We all know that there has been gender based discriminations from a long time past, and then there is a urgent need for changing this, because 50% population nearly of this earth is men and 50%, nearly half, is women, and gender equality must be practiced in spirit and be implemented on the ground, starting from the grassroots. Now, you look at the life cycle of a woman, because that is the focus in this. Starting from its womb, when a child in undergoes prenatal sex selection, there is a gender bias. Childhood exploitation, छोटिया छुआटाए झीटाए आउ पुओ भितर there is always a difference कि तांकु केमिति ट्रीट हबो केना पुओ को we always look at our bread and butter, and झियो जदियो झियो girls are today's major breadwinners, but still they are taken out, they are treated differently, and they are trained in house jobs. Now, issues in adolescence, when adolescents come पाठ पढ़िबारे मु जानिछि even more generation next generation तममानक generation गोटे generation up जेते बेले झियो आ पुओ एका बयस रे पाठ पढ़ियो को जिवे इंजीनियरिंग मेडिकल प्रोफेशनल स्ट्रीम जदि पैसा दबा को पड़िबो बेसी फी ताले झियोटा नब जनरल स्ट्रीम जोटी पैसा कम आउ पुओ पे पैसा रखाबो. This has been the general practice. Is it correct? A intelligent girl does not get to study what she wants, and this is gender bias, and this she does not get because she is just a girl. Similarly, at job, a girl produces, she reproduces this earth, this human being, sustainability of human race is because of women sustaining this generation and taking pains for it. But you all know that during the reproduction time, that period, during they take maternity, and at job they are discriminated. The job that a women do on a factory and the men do have been different. The representation at higher level of the society you will find is discriminated. Role of wife, you know, there is a very famous saying, invisible hand, अदृश्य हाथ. सकाळू तमे तम माँ को देखुच, तम भौणी की देखुच, तम स्त्री की देखुच, समस्त तम घरे जेते लेडीज अछंती सकाळू संध्या जाए कि राति जाए से माने काम करुथिबे. आमे खाइकरी सोई पड़िबू, आमे आमर काम करिबू, दे विल फिनिश देयर हाउसवर्क एंड स्लीप, but this is not considered as a productive work. This is part of life, and so these are called the invisible hands that are holding up a nation. The invisible hands that are holding up a nation belong to the women, but we normally do not count it, and this is a burning issue. So, the professional downgrading, the family violence, property discrimination, though Supreme Court has now made it equal, the gender based equality in law spirit, and making them reach for the glass ceiling in letter and spirit must be done. And that is what in semester 1 you will read, and I am sure that in semester 1 आपण माने you will see the life cycle of a woman who is your daughter, who is your sister, who is your wife, and who is your mother, and their pains and struggles that has not been taken into account when the social ethical system has been built, and there is a need to take it into cognizance, and a society will become sustainable and will grow provided both partners contribute equally and get equal share, or depending on what they contribute, and that the work done by those invisible hands must be counted, violence must stop, the lens through which जो चश्मा लगेइकरी आमे माने झियो मानकु देखुछु से चश्मा भी आमर बदलिबा निहाती दरकार एटा ethics and value in semester 1 will be done, and I am sure you will enjoy that. या पे बही भी तैयारी हो जाइछि, या पे लेक्चर भी तैयारी हो जाइछि, and I am sure this will give you a lot of things. So in summary, we have defined today कि what are ethics and what are values in very simple terms. We have brought in why should we study ethics and values, what are the dilemmas we face and how this will help us, how as the human society has evolved, the system of ethics and values have changed, and how it has become so complex today. एते complex हो जाइछि कि सबु छोटिया छोटिया जिनिसरे भी there is a conflict and we need to decide. मु एटा करिबी न करिबी, कले दोष न कले दोष, कले भल न कले भल, ये डायलेमा केमिति. It can only happen if I have a clarity in understanding what is for the common good, what is for the greater good, and what will lead to the sustenance of human society on earth, which is the major problem today. Of course, as you go along सबु सेमिस्टर रे गोटे गोटे यूनिट पढ़िबो, सबु सेमिस्टर रे आमे प्लान करछु, we will come back again to talk to you. But the second semester you will learn good citizenship, where you will be part of a nation and how will you contribute to the nation building is the second semester. Third semester is another major problem will be taken up, which is ailing the society, and which is drug, tobacco and alcohol addiction. In semester 4 we will deal only with campus life in a campus. तम माने जेतेबेले यूनिवर्सिटी कैंपस रे अच्छो स्टूडेंट रो लाइफ, his dilemma and the ethical issues that he has to grow in excellence and grow in equity and equanimity. Semester 5 will deal with the problems that the society today face, ethical dilemmas and ethical issues that should be coming to the fore in vulnerable sections of the society, like elderly, like physically handicapped, all of the children, all of them we will take up in semester 5, and in semester 6 we will take the most important issue, ethical issue that faces us and needs action, is the environmental conservation and the issues that have come up, new issues in ethics that have come up because of the incursion, fast incursion, jaldi jete complex technology asuchi, sabu technology, sabu development brings in its ethical issues, and we are always in dilemma, shall we grow and go towards development. Mu au 15टा power station लगेबी कि न लगेइकरी environmental conserve करिबी कि ताकू balance केमती करिबी. This is the eternal dilemma, and it is for you people and we together to solve. I hope this course will give you a clarity of vision for your daily life. Thank you very much.